welcome back, guys. I got a little video project I'm finally going to do like I've been promising for about a year. Most people that know me know that I've had my Dreamcast ever since I was a kid, and it's pretty much one of my favorite consoles of all time. This is the original one I had as a child. We got it in a yard sale, I think 2001-ish? 2002? It was around the time of the death of the Dreamcast in North America. So I don't remember the exact date, but it was the year that it was pretty much going out. So I'll have to look that up, at least if I recall correctly. But there's Little Beauty right there. So, in the last few years, I started to look more into retro gaming, but on the usual stuff. I would usually just look into games themselves until about 4 years ago I started to learn about AV stuff and what's actually best for your connections. And over the last year, I finally picked up one of these bad boys. An official Dreamcast VGA Box. Now, I never had one before, and I've never had a third-party one. I have had third-party cable adapters, which aren't exactly the same, and I have other cables for different kind of connections, which I've shown to on my personal channel. I'll probably redo those videos at some point with better lighting and better video capture, but for now, we're just going to look at this. And then a little side note, I'm not sure if a North American version of this was ever released. I imported this one from Japan. There's been plenty of third-party ones, and then recent years they just have simple cables that output the VGA signal. But as far as a North American official release of the Sega one, I have no idea if it ever existed. I haven't seen photos of it online. I think I've read before that it does exist, but I've seen nothing. Any searching I've done has yielded 0 results. So if anybody knows any real info on that, if it does somehow exist, please below let me know, contact me via Twitter or via any other platform, Twitch, whatever, on the comments here. And without any more rambling, let's get to it. Now, I did receive this boxed. I don't know if this is complete in box at all. I do have all the contents that it came with, and I do like the Japanese packaging design on the Dreamcasts. The material, the cardboard inlay, some of the plastic wrap, I assume those were originally in, and then a little booklet. I believe this is an instruction manual, I'm not sure. I'm not multilingual and I haven't bothered with Google Lens. But there you go. Yeah, it's a little instruction booklet. I had seen third-party VGA boxes, but I never paid attention to the fact that the official one might actually have traditional consumer outputs also for televisions. So this bad boy actually has a switch on the bottom here, which lets you use either the VGA for like computer monitors or modern TVs or whatnot, and then aux jack, which you could always put out to an RCA splitter. And the TV mode not only consists of composite RCA stereo audio, but also S-video. So if you have an S-video on your television or display, you can use that, which is kind of neat. So this covers all the North American attachments in the USA and Canada, except for RF, but if you have this level of signal, you don't need RF at all. And I should mention the model number, just in case you want to look that up via that for an official one instead of a third-party one. It is HKT-8100. There are 2 primary displays I want to display this on for you guys, so we're going to segue over to the first one, and we're going to display the composite, S-video, and RCA audio. Alright, so we'll start with S-video, and then I'll switch over to composite in a little bit, but looks like my CMOS battery mod's not working. I'm not sure why. We're just going to leave it at... We have it here on a Sony PVM. It looks about the same as the official S-video cable, so I'd say the VGA box outputs about the same AV connection for the standard TV connections as the official cables. I'm going to go grab a game, we're going to put that in, and we're going to use that as comparison for each of the outputs.
Attention all units. Suspect seen heading south. Block all major roads and capture the suspect. Attention all units. Suspect seen heading south. Block all major roads and capture the suspect.
Yes! Barely made it.
Now that we moved past the primary source of video that most people have probably played Dreamcast on, or still play it on possibly, I haven't checked to see how much of the community or how many people actually know the difference between video outputs. We're going to move on to something a little more bulky, so I'm going to need some more space for this one. Alright, so it took me a little bit to get this out here, but I have my Sony Trinitron monitor. This one does VGA only, it's from the 90s, and it has a 1440 resolution. The Dreamcast VGA is at 480p. For those who don't know, it outputs at only 480p in either 4x3 or else there are some titles that I found out do widescreen or 16:9, like I believe Rayman 2 and a few other titles, but let's see how it looks with an official VGA box. I did have some third-party VGA cables that were starting to make a line in this, and I was concerned that was the monitor, but after swapping over to the VGA box, I realized that it was just the third-party cable itself. I am also not going to plug in an audio source for this for the moment, just because I don't have speakers set up, and this does not have built-in speakers to it, obviously. I decided to go against not using audio because I remembered that within easy reach, I have my sound setup right behind it, so we're just going to plug it into that and go over Cityscape like usual.
Attention all units. Suspect seen heading south. Block all major roads and capture the suspect.
Yes! Too easy. Piece of cake.
So there you have it, guys. Here's a basic overview of the Dreamcast VGA box. Like I said, this is the official one. There are third-party cables. There's plenty of stuff online about those as far as I can tell. Another thing I did want to touch on is I got a capture device recently, well, in the past few months, specifically because I wanted to capture Dreamcast with official VGA, an unmodded unit with the official adapter. But unfortunately, for some reason, this does not seem to pick it up right. I'm going to put it in the corner up there, an actual capture of the footage, but it seems to stutter the VGA, and there's nowhere in the settings I can find to adjust that. The settings for the device itself, the settings for the device also doesn't seem to have any kind of manual for it. The website has no real instructions, and unfortunately the official software for this device by StarTech used Adobe Flash, and since that's been discontinued, you can no longer install it on new versions of Windows. StarTech gave me a little support. I tried contacting the tech support, and the guy tried to tell me that it switches between like 50 and 60 hertz between PAL and NTSC region with the official VGA adapter for the Dreamcast, which makes no sense to me. So that looks like that's another scrapped plan. Unfortunately, at this point, I don't know, besides finding some kind of old adapter, how I can capture official Dreamcast footage from a real device without using any kind of adapters. Unfortunately, Elgato, I would have to use a couple steps still because they do not accept the VGA 480p signal on any of their devices. Neither the newer ones nor some of the older ones that accepted analog inputs. I have no idea why this was a thing or why that was an oversight, but if it wasn't, then I would probably be making it real well, and I would have 2 or 3 more videos that I had planned done. So this is at least the second time I've covered a Dreamcast official AV device, one on my personal channel, which I might redo eventually. And I don't think I have any more to cover. I live in the NTSC region. Over in Europe and PAL, they would have SCART cables. I don't think the North American Dreamcast can use a SCART cable officially without any kind of mod. I don't think it can. And I'm unsure of any RGB21 cables that are official. I tried looking up a little bit before making this video, but I did not find anything conclusive or any for sale. So if I do find that, though, expect that as a follow-up video. Anyway, I hope everybody liked this video. I'm going to make some more like this maybe once a month or so, depending on that and my other projects and channels and everything else going on in my life. So, till next time, I hope you all enjoyed, and stay safe out there.